let's talk a little bit about. One of the things that I'm curious about is and concerned with as a theatre professional and somebody who cares passionately about writing is do we take care of the young talents? Do we support young talents in the way that we should? And are we as good as that in theatre as I imagine they are in literature? And I'm just, because you've been in both those worlds, interested in your perspective. Do you feel like that there's a difference in the way that they've treated you in the literary world to how you've been treated in the theatre world, or has it been much the same?
Yeah, it has been quite similar. I think, both in the theatre world and the literature world, they are always looking for the next big, and looking for new talents. So my experience is that they are quite eager to read you and to if you have had something published, I think that they the treatment or the of young people in the writing field is good.
Is that the same? Like you were saying that occasionally your publisher Gyldendal will kind of contact you and say, like, do you have anything more to send us? Do you have anything? Is that correct? That they occasionally contact you and say, how are you doing with your second novel?
Yeah,
how are you? Do you get that from the theatre? Does anybody from Deuce or anywhere else send you emails or give you a phone call to kind of say, are you writing for the theatre? Are you still?
Yeah, I have with the second play, Tabula Rasa. It was two dramaturgs read it and they liked it, and they said or encouraged me to write because they were associated with the Norske Teater, and encouraged me to send them if I had something new, which is I really appreciate when people do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's crucial.
Me too.
and because it's really hard to survive as a playwright, especially without commissions, without bestillingsverk.
Yeah.
So the fact that there's a constant interest in your work from the dramaturgs who are the gatekeepers.
Yeah, and it's like we need each other, They need, or they're at least interested in. No, that's their work, and I need them to read my plays. So it's like beneficial for both. Of course, but I think it's different already being published, because then people are interested. But I think we could do for people who want to write, I think like earlier, when they're in school. My experience at school was that I wasn't perhaps good in math or gymnastics, but I had this talent in writing that wasn't perhaps appreciated, or the arts and craft is it doesn't have the same recognition as a lot of other, and often when you're little, the things you're told that you're good at, you also build an identity upon. So I think maybe in the school you could we could acknowledge more people who are talented in other things than math or
What's the most in the world of literature or theatre, in your process of in your career as a young writer so far, what is the most difficult thing you've come across? Have you experienced anything that you would care to share that you know, which has been a problem or an obstacle of some kind?
Yeah, I think my biggest obstacle is just balancing my time and making money and just myself, just being able to finish or to, you know, sort out, holde styr på.
Yeah, to keep track of, or sort out
my ideas and just being no, but I think it was quite, but I think it always is adapting from, you know, studying and being part of a group to sort of freelance work life or work. Yeah, I think it takes some discipline and some passion, and so I think that was the most difficult thing I've experienced so far, just adapting from being part of a group to writing alone.
And how are you overcoming that? How are you dealing with that? I mean, you're in the middle of the process. This might be hard to look at it from the outside at the moment, because you're in that process at the moment, I guess. I was just curious.
No, I guess I haven't figured that part out yet.
But is that something that you're working on?
I think my ideal situation would be to have I don't have my friends, they do other things, so I don't really share my work life with my friends, and you know, it's so different because you don't have like a workplace and you don't have colleagues, and for me as like a social person, it's it's hard to spend all of that time that I need to finish alone. And I guess a way to would just be to find someone to share an office with, or find a reader, you know, that I can write to and that I trust and that can,
That makes a lot of sense. It's about finding colleagues. I think it's the same. Yeah. It's the same for writers as for directors, actually. Even though as a director you're in a room and you're working with actors, and of course that is a social process, but it is very different being the leader of a group and being part of a group. So I found exactly the same thing as a director, that I need director colleagues. I need somebody I can sit with and talk about directing stuff. Yeah. You know, and talk about how horrible the actors are, or, you know, I hate my dramaturg, or my set designer doesn't get what I'm trying to do. I mean, whatever it is, but you need somebody who's in your position, I think, who can appreciate the process that you're in. That makes a lot of sense.